Hey Glue Crew, what's up? This is Julie plus Cats back again so soon after my last video. But I am here to talk to you about some more exciting news from Her Interactive today. So we've got a few things to discuss. Of course, we've got our little fellow sleuth Nova here with us. But today we're going to be talking about the new announcement that Her Interactive dropped this morning. So we've got about 3 sections to the video today. We've got that newsletter and what we already knew. We got the announcement that came out today. And then we're going to have a little bit of a speculation section because I found some interesting things on the internet. Not sure if they're related, but I just thought they were interesting and wanted to theorize a little bit more on the game. I've been waiting all day to make this video, so let's just jump right into it. So first things first, I wanted to take a moment and look back at the newsletter. If you received the newsletter from Her Interactive, you would have gotten this on April 1st. So everyone at first thought it was kind of an April Fool's joke. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this right now. I do have another video up on my channel. It's my most recent video. You can definitely check that one out. I dive a lot more in depth into theories from the newsletter. One of my biggest things that I've noticed is there is a lot of tiling, a lot of flooring in this newsletter, and I'm not sure why. Is it the flooring from the game? Who knows? April's fan month. It's Nancy's 93rd birthday. Happy birthday to Nancy. A lot of people have been speculating that we're going to get more information about the game on April 28th because it is Nancy Drew's birthday. So maybe we'll get a trailer or something like that. And you can see the merch store has a couple of starred items. We delved into that in the last video. We have Nancy Drew trivia that the highlighted letters spell out 34, which would be the 4th Nancy Drew game, the one after Midnight in Salem, because Midnight in Salem was 33. And then It's Your Day, still not sure about that one. And the letter that was then posted later on their social media. Wake up this morning, going to get ready for school, because I'm a teacher, I teach, and I was just scrolling through social media and I was like, whoa, what is this from Her Interactive? They basically timed it so it was just a couple of days after that initial message, and I think I've seen some dispute on whether that was the right thing to do or if they should have waited longer. For me, I think it was the right thing to do because I think they did need to let their fan base know that, hey, we're not joking. There's actually something in the works, because otherwise people would have lost interest. And I said a little bit of this in my last video. I think that they need to give at least small little clues as to an update to keep people's attention, because they have been hidden for about 4 years now. They need to pique people's interest again, start drawing back the fan base. Hopefully with each new post, they're able to catch another fan that may not have been keeping track with Her Interactive like some of us have. I think this was unnecessary timing. Let's go ahead and watch this little trailer. I don't want to call it a trailer, but this little video clip together. I am on Her Interactive's Twitter, but they also posted this on other social media accounts as well. Now, this is the video up here that I really wanted to watch with you guys. It'll be a little zoomed in, but that's okay. This is on Her Interactive social media, so you can definitely watch it there. But you can see we're starting out with static. You can see the static. We're zooming in. It looks sort of like they might be in the Her offices taking this video. They got a Nancy Drew sticker on their laptop, kind of joking around with us. Is this an April Fool's prank? What does it mean? Where's the new game? New game. Where's 34? A little glitchy. That's two-toned color. And then, sorry, we aren't able to share any info at this time. Stay sleuthy. Honestly, I think Her Interactive with this bit is kind of teasing us, because there was a time where fans were not happy with their marketing department. And I can't really blame them, because there was a time where we were really, 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 really good with the marketing department. Like, they listened to us. They incorporated stuff that we said, like mom jeans and horse shirts, into the game. And then it kind of just switched right around the time of Midnight in Salem, and we stopped getting information. I did see from Karina from Story Retold, she was mentioning in a post that, of course, she can't mention a lot. She used to work at Her Interactive as a little jackalope. She can't mention a lot because of her NDA, but also because, she's not been there for 2 years. It's been 2 years now since she left. I know she said, though, that a lot of times they like to keep their lips sealed until they know something for certain, which makes a lot of sense because you don't want to disappoint fans, especially if you're feeling a little shaky. Due to the past few years, it doesn't surprise me that any company would have felt shaky because, COVID hit, all of those things. We've been waiting since 2019 for this game, but it also could be very understandable that production was slowed down because of those things. And that's one of the things we have to remember as fans, is that video games take time to make, and when there are big world-changing events, it might take a little longer. One of the most interesting things to note in this message is stay sleuthy. You have certain highlighted letters. They spell out to mean salut, which means hi in French. This makes me wonder, are we going back to a French-speaking country? Which I would be thrilled, because I took French for 8 years. I've studied abroad in France. I love France. It would not make sense for me, really, if we went back to France, though. I feel like Nancy Drew has always done a really good job of visiting a new country each time. Not that I'm saying there's not more of France to explore, but I'm just saying there's so many other countries out there that Nancy could explore. So right off the bat, that kind of rules off France and Canada as two of the French-speaking countries that we've been to. We went to Danger by Design for Paris, and then we went to Canada and White Wolf of Icicle Creek. So I don't think we'll be going back to either of those countries. So let's finish watching this clip and just talk a little bit more about the announcement. We're excited to announce we're officially working on a new game. Yay! Excitement. They're officially working on a new game, guys. It is posted, it is official. What does that mean? They've been telling us for the last few years that, yeah, well, this isn't the end of Nancy Drew. There's still games in the works. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. So a lot of people feel kind of cheated by this because they feel like, oh, wait, what? No. This being stated, 100% means there is a new game in the works, and we are going to see it probably sooner rather than later. We are going to get information about this probably this month. I don't know that it will come out. I'm not sure. We're still working on that one, but it is going to happen, guys. It is happening. And this is someone who's very much a skeptic because I can't afford to get my heart broken by this gaming company that I've been following since 4th grade. We are getting a new game. Whether it's good or not, still a question, but you know what? I'm going to enjoy it regardless because it's Nancy Drew. Then at the very end, we're just zooming out a little bit of glitching. Glitch, glitch, glitch. And then we move on to the lights. And this is something that someone pointed out. I don't remember who it was exactly, but someone did point out that the lights played a large part in the newsletter as well. Like the daylight, light here, the flashlight, light bulb, lights on the merch, all of that, right? And then this is really bright, so something to do with lights maybe too. I think one of the interesting things for me about all of that is they posted this in the middle of the night. True, it was probably a scheduled post. I'm not gonna pretend that Her Interactive was at the office at this time, but they had it set to post in the middle of the night. Literally, Hugh Miller from Nancy Drew Walkthroughs, he made a video at 4 a.m. his time, which props Hugh. Great job. Love that. Loved waking up to that this morning. But what I'm saying is, why would they post that in the middle of the night? Clearly, I feel like we're going to get to do some night sleuthing. I know a lot of people are also really hyped because of the static. They are like, oh, it's definitely going to have to do with computers. There's definitely going to be some sort of maybe like coding thing or hacking thing. We're going to hack the mainframe, as Erin Casey Gamers puts it, which love her. This is the computer. I don't know 100% that computers are going to be tied to this. I feel like they might be because of the way the language has been used. This could also just be a way of them posting on the social media. I don't know. Still trying to figure out what they do just for effect and what they're actually doing as a clue. I also wanted to move on and talk a little bit about the future, what we can expect to see, what are some of the speculations that we have. These are all just speculations, of course. I would be very surprised. Since I did work in branding, I do know a little bit about marketing, and I would be very surprised if we did not get more information before the 28th. I do think that they're going to keep this going. I think it's going to be small fragments of things, but I think they want to draw people in for that big reveal. That's sort of like what you do, like if you're having an event on stream, you're going to post about it beforehand. Now, Her Interactive has the added level of they make mystery games, so they're going to post parts of the mystery. They're not going to give you everything, but they are going to let you know you should be expecting something soon. So keep an eye out on April 28th for Nancy Drew's birthday. They're definitely going to post something on that day, even if it's not the trailer. So definitely come give them support. I also think that we have a lot to look forward to. I don't think that they are just going to be like, oh yeah, here's the name of the game on that date. Because they know we know the name. They know we know a name. So I don't think they're just going to do a name reveal. I think it's going to be a trailer. Well, maybe even not a trailer, but like if it wasn't like screenshots from the game or anything like that. I think they are further along in this process than we have thought they were, which is really exciting. Again, all just speculation, all my own thoughts, but I know other people have been saying, hey, we'll probably get a trailer on this day. So that's going to be really exciting. Don't worry, I will go over that in a video as well with you guys. We can learn more about the mystery together. But I think right now they're just having fun, like sort of stringing us along and being like, oh, you think you know where we're going? Do you? So one of the theories that people had come across the other day before we had this video was that they thought it might have to do with Shakespeare because of something on the merch store where Lucas is hiding behind a curtain and Nancy says, well, what is this, Hamlet? Because there's a scene famously in Hamlet where Hamlet stabs somebody through a curtain. So people are like, maybe this is Shakespeare. I love that idea. People thought also maybe that means we're going to Denmark. I'm still looking up connections between like different countries and Shakespeare. But one of the things I happened to find today, I am an English teacher, full disclosure, so I know Shakespeare very well. So I was like, okay, let's look up how Shakespeare can relate to the French. Because salut is a French word, and Shakespeare was not French. So I found this interesting site, and I don't necessarily think this has anything to do with it. I just thought it was a funny coincidence, and I wanted to share it with you guys. But in 2010, BBC Radio 4 Today's April Fool's Day joke was a piece suggesting that one of the finds in the dig, then taking place at Shakespeare's last home, New Place, indicated that Shakespeare had been French. Nothing, they realized, was more likely to wind up early morning listeners than the idea that their national poet was from across the channel. I am not saying that Her Interactive found this small random website and realized, I'm not suggesting that they knew about that or anything. I genuinely think this is just a bit of a funny coincidence. So that's just a little thing I found on the internet, little coincidence. But that also led me to the idea that, hey, what if we're going to a game to solve one of literature's greatest mysteries, which is who was William Shakespeare? If you are not familiar with the English language, Shakespeare was a very prolific writer. He wrote a whole bunch of plays, a whole bunch of poetry, so much that it has been questioned numerous times on if one man could have completed all those works within his lifetime. So it is also theorized that William Shakespeare was a pen name for a group of authors. So what if Nancy Drew is going on sort of a journey to figure out if William Shakespeare was actually just one man or more? I think that's like wishful thinking on my part, but it sounds so cool. I would love that. The English nerd in me would absolutely adore that. Another thing I noticed in Hamlet, which is the one that was mentioned, Laertes is Polonius' son and Ophelia's brother, a young man who spends much of the play in France. So maybe we do have more of a connection to Hamlet than we thought. It's going to be interesting, obviously, regardless, to see where they go with this. But if they are going that Shakespeare route, it could be really interesting. There's a lot of mystery behind the man of Shakespeare. And I feel like you could easily tie that to a mystery in the present. Like maybe one of the original copies of his works has gone missing and Nancy has to find it or something like that. Could be really cool. So people have been throwing around Denmark as an option for a country. I'm not 100% convinced that we would be going to Denmark because I was looking up languages between two different countries today, and there's really no significant population that speaks French in Denmark. However, a French-speaking country that's also in Europe would be Belgium. There are lots of French-speaking countries in Northern Africa. There's not just France and Canada that speak French. There are a lot of countries around the world that have French as one of their major languages. So I definitely think that we will be seeing some use of the French language in this game. I'm not sure in what capacity, but I do feel like we're going to be going to a country that has French speakers. One more thing I wanted to look at before I leave you guys with your musings, and you guys let me know down in the comments what you're thinking, because I definitely want to hear that, is that we have this, trademarks to look at. And before we look at the Mystery of Seven Keys trademark, I've got it all pulled up and everything. We've known about this for a while. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it everywhere. Chaz vs. Jazz made a huge discovery this morning. And that is that they have gotten another trademark, not just the Mystery of the Seven Keys. Okay? So this is the case of the missing clue. It's something. There's a second trademark, guys. A second one. There's not just one anymore. There's two. That means potentially two games. Actually, You can see Gooba and Jetpack up here having a great time thinking of 2 games a year, 2 games a year. Love that. Love that for you, Jetpack. Love that for me, honestly. Love that for the entire Clue crew. It's very, very exciting to see that. So we'll go back to this trademark here. This is the one for the Mystery of the 7 Keys. I know there were some lawyers in the Nancy Drew community that were looking into this, and they saw that like they have to use it by a certain time in April. I don't remember the exact date. I'm no expert on legalese or anything like that. It looks like they've had some progress on this made. The last time there was progress on this made on this site was 2022, October of 2022. So it has been in the works behind the scenes, and we have known about this for a little bit. Yeah, so we've got a lot of information there that I know that some other lawyers are looking at and everything, trying to figure out some more. But basically, they have to move on this soon if they want to use it. Another thing that was interesting to note when I was looking through these, they have a lot of old trademarks, right? Not all of these came to fruition or anything like that, and all of these have been used. You'll notice that these 2 game names are here. There's none of the other games, which is very interesting to me. Also, like, what is Focal? What is Hi Kids? Like, what are these? They're from a while ago, but I just don't know. I don't know if these are the finalized names for the games or not. Because there are no other games here aside from like the Cody Capers, we just can't be sure that this is going to be the finalized name. But we have 2 new ones here. This one was applied for on March 20th. This one was applied for all the way back in 2021. So we've got a lot of things to unpack there, and I'm hoping that somebody who knows a little bit more about law can do some more on that, maybe like a video or something. But it's been very interesting to look at for that. So I think we can definitely expect that Her Interactive is trying to get back to a point where they can create at least a game a year. Fingers crossed, 2 games a year. It doesn't really give us too much information on whether, like they're going to be point and click or anything, unfortunately. But I think it's really interesting to look at these trademarks and just know that like there are still things in the works. They are doing things. I know that's been a fear of a lot of us for a really long time, but there is stuff going on. There is a lot going on. Now, we don't know, obviously, if these are related, or maybe they're just changing the name to this instead of the other one. We don't know if those keys are like actual physical keys or computer keys, but there's a lot of speculation that we can be doing right now, and I am, for one, am incredibly interested in anything that anyone mentions about this game. Like, I spent the entire day just wanting to come home and make this video. So please, 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 if you think you might have an idea about something, if you have speculations, if you have any of that, please let me know in the comments below. I love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for tuning into my video, and hopefully I will be seeing you again soon. Peace out, Clue Crew.